Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. Today I'm on a circuit showcase. There are 3 tracks that I want to show you. Maybe you already have these mods, or maybe you saw these tracks in other videos and you don't know their name or where to download it, or maybe you didn't even know that these mods existed. Anyway, the first circuit is the Mount Panorama circuit, also known as Bathurst, a very famous Australian track. And I'm here with my trustworthy Wendover race car. I really like this car, and I'm going to show this track with a lap of it. I have to say that I have mixed opinions on this track, this one in particular, because it is unusual, particular, but it is very difficult. In other games is tough because, as you can see, there are walls to both sides of the track for the most part, and in Beam it's a lot more difficult because a small bump can damage your car and your lap, of course, because this mod also features a time trial. It features a time trial, and especially if you want to do it in Beam multiplayer, it is a mod multiplayer. It is not very stable, so a small lag spike can absolutely destroy your race, or maybe some desync issue. So I think that if you want to do a multiplayer race on this, slower vehicles should be better. So at least you can get away with small bumps and issues that the Beam multiplayer mod can have. Anyway, it is a nice track, however. That's why I have a mixed feeling, because it is nice, but I absolutely despise walls on the side. However, I think that in this case they are necessary, because imagine there are no walls, just hills. You go along on a braking zone and you jump and you fall on a car ahead and you kill someone. That's not nice. So I understand why there are walls. As you can see here, the walls are wider. There is some grass to the side, and then next here there are sand traps, because you go pretty fast. I was going 230 kilometers per hour. I did to put 2 wheels on the grass. That was not good on a braking zone, but as you can see, this is a nice track, clean layout. The surface is pretty smooth. As you can see, I am using a race car. I am not having any kind of issue. So I think this is a very good port of this track to this game, and this is a lap of the Bathurst track. You can see, pretty nice. Pay attention to the walls, and now I'm going to smash it on the tire roll. Okay, that was a very solid tire roll. Okay, I did expect it to be a bit softer. The second track is the Gilles Villeneuve track. It is the Montreal city circuit that also hosts Formula 1 races. This, however, is an older version. It has the 1988 layout. At first it didn't look like it, but judging by the fact that there is no pit exit in the first 2 corners, and also by the style of the banners, I did have some doubts, and I went to check, and in the name it says 1988. I just didn't notice it because professional. And like the Bathurst track, I'm not a really huge fan of this track. It is good as well, but there are too many walls to the sides. There are more open areas, but still too many walls, in my opinion. But I think it is better to race faster vehicles in multiplayer, because it is flatter. It seems a bit wider. So I think overall this is a better one to race faster cars in multiplayer. And no major complaints, no complaints at all actually, because the surface is good, the layout is nice, is a nice layout, it's a nice track, and I like it. Overall, it is a bit better than the Bathurst, but I'm not saying that it is bad. I don't like this wall on the left, because it is a death trap. If you are just a bit wide, you smash on a perpendicular wall, which is not nice. And this part of the track, it's really unusual, because I did not expect it, because I've never seen the 1988 layout before. So it was a bit of a surprise. This part here is completely different from the current layout of the track, and also it doesn't feature the wall of champion as we know it. As you can see, it is way easier chicane, and this is a lap of the track. I really like it. It is easier to handle, to manage compared to the Bathurst, but I think they are all very nice. And let's see if this tires bundle is soft. No. Oof. Again, no soft tire bundle, so watch out for that, because the sand here is not helping that much if you're going very fast. So watch out for the tire bundles, because they are effectively walls. The third track is Monza, but it is not the layout, today's layout. It is not an older layout, it's a fever dream. A fever nightmare, not a dream, because it is an absolutely destroyed Monza circuit, and as you can already see, there are these huge walls, the first chicane. They are very dangerous, so be careful, and it is unsettling to see this track like this, because you can see some parts of the Monza track, but all the other parts are just nightmare material, like this inverted parabolic. It is very tricky. Most of the times you will fall in the sand, and you have to be careful to not flip it because of the change in surface. It can happen, maybe not with a race car, but with maybe taller cars it can happen. And here, okay, that was very late on the brakes, but you can see a feature of these corners, and that it is the sausage curbs are very tall and very mean. If you go fast, they can do a lot of damage to your car, especially because you are going in braking with the nose down and maybe trying to panic steer at the end, so it can destroy the steering very easily. Now we are going to Pisa, which is not very close to the circuit, and then we have also a figure of 8 part here with a very tight, almost a 360 degrees corner. Yes, and it is very tightly, a lot of understeer, you can go in the sand very easily. And now we head towards a very big climb. We climb very high, while in theory about this part of the track you go down. And also you have to be extra careful, because when it starts to go down here, let's start to brake, because as it starts to go down there is a wall. So it is very mean, because the first time you don't know it, you go straight on a wall. I did it, that's why I'm warning you. And now here towards a very long straight, I did some damage to the steering apparently. What did I hit? Anyway, and now the road starts to go a bit wavy. The first 2 or 3 are easy doable, as you can see, I'm here, but as soon as you start to see the curbs, you better brake, because the waves become bigger, so you have to brake to do them correctly. Of course you can plow through them, but it's not funny. Let's try to follow the track. It's not an hard part, it is somewhat easy. The hardest part probably is the corner around the Tower of Pisa, or the sudden wall after the climb. And now here we have another inverted parabolic, easy to fall in the sand. As you can see, I did fall in the sand most of the time here, because you carry a lot of speed after the waves, so you don't expect it. And now for the last part there are some dunes. You can see they are tough, because if there is someone stranded after one dune you can't see it. And now here there are danger signs. It says rallenta, which means slow down, because this will happen. Now I got somewhat lucky that my car is still working, not perfectly. I had some jumps where I did flip, wheels broken and car totaled, so that's a nice result, all of considering all. And this was a lap of this nightmare of a track. It's funny. I have to say it is very strange to race on, but it is funny. So for the three of this episode, this is the funniest. So now let's go on the left, because there is also an escape route. As you can see, there is a jump, so it is not a good line. It's better to slow down and go through the wall labyrinth. But this was a lap around this version, unusual version of the Monza track. And I think that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Ooh, let's see the sausage curbs. Wait, before bye-buying. Let's see if they are very mean. Okay, not that much, but the walls are, because I absolutely got eaten by a guardrail, so the walls are mean in this video. Anyway, thanks for watching, bye bye.